So, it happened, and I only have this opening scripted, so prepare for these eyes to be looking deep into your soul. Oof. Are we making love after this, or are we angry at each other? Who knows? Let's be honest. It doesn't matter. What does matter is you subscribing, or not. There not really is a not, actually, now that I think about it. You know, it's as simple as a button click. And you wouldn't want me calling you lazy, would you?
Shit. Got your ass.
Once you click that button, you are amazing, awesome, brilliant, unique, and a beautiful person who is a part of the Logic Gang. I will make several videos on the post setting of this election, addressing several things, everything from Democrats to Republicans, the MAGA swell, this country in general, and the state of affairs globally and what this election essentially means for them. Obviously, we have some time because he doesn't get inaugurated until January 20th. Focusing obviously on the past couple years, present day, and the future, to the point of the now likely collapse of America.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
If we're being honest, it's just not looking out too well. With that being said, here comes the unscripted part, and be prepared to either hear something stabbing, something painful, or something which will likely make you genuinely depressed. In which case, I do apologize, and that is technically your trigger warning. So if you are gonna get mad at me, there's a whole comment section for that. Just make sure you click the subscribe button before you go down there.
Got it. Get it. Got it. Good.
For the first episode, I'm going to sit on the Democrats. Losers go first, after all.
Damn you!
First down the fucking hole of despair, if we're thinking about it. Kamala's campaign. There was a couple problems with Kamala's campaign. Problems I've already said about before, but I really wanted to make them poignant here and now in this instant. The messaging was dog shit.
He's shit everywhere.
There's shit everywhere! Damn it! There's shit on the windows! Oh my god! My house is full of shit! He's shit everywhere! Look what he did! He shit all over the wall!
It was god awful. The messaging was the worst messaging I have ever heard in my life. Ever. I don't think there's a campaign that has been so set up for success. All they had to do was say the right words, and the messaging was just off. Again, I've said this before in previous videos. The focus was too much on an attempt to belittle Trump, which is fine, but you belittle Trump like a punk. Okay? You put too much, what's the word I'm looking for? You put too much smart ass on it. Okay, and no one likes a smart ass. Didn't really put forth any significant policies of support. I said this in previous videos. Obama was, all about the healthcare. Biden was literally Mr. freaking Union. Hell, Trump in 2016 was basically Mr. Border. Okay, it's the messaging was fucking off. The Kamala Harris campaign just chose the worst messaging. Especially when your candidate is Kamala Harris, and that's no shot against her, but she does not have charisma. Okay, which leads me to my next thought. Kamala was never the right candidate, because, she just was never a strong figure. Think about Kamala and look at her past. She was the Attorney General for California. Kudos, congratulations. Yes, she served in the Senate since 2016. You're still relatively a young senator. Notice how before she ran with Joe Biden, you never really heard about Kamala Harris. It's because she was so damn new. She did not have clout. She's not this figure that carries weight with her. Obama gave the DNC speech for freaking John Kerry. He was already clouded 4 years before he even ran for president. He was the keynote speech. Kamala does not carry that kind of weight. And yes, she sat along Joe Biden as vice president. Vice president does not come with clout. No one will know who JD Vance is 6 months into this unless Trump has a heart attack and is incapacitated and the 25th Amendment has to be invoked. Otherwise, no one's gonna know who the fuck JD Vance is 6 months into this shit. which she could have changed that, but at the end of the day, one of the big problems was everyone just thinks she's just Joe Biden again because she was touting Joe Biden's policies. Israel good, genocide not happening, finish the war in Ukraine, but not really because we're just gonna like tamper down some of that shit, and abortion rights. She wasn't even full Joe. She didn't even bring in the student debt relief, for crying out loud, or like the union conversation, for crying out loud. She was a poor choice. Kamala also is a cop. I think this played a big part in her not being able to secure the vote. And here's what I mean by that. Kamala comes off as a cop. And I know what you're thinking. She wasn't a cop. The Attorney General in every state is quite literally the highest law enforcement officer in the state. Every single law enforcement operation in your state has to work with the Attorney General to bring the charges forward. And here's how this worked negatively for Kamala. Nothing she could say would make people feel genuine about her. And because she is a cop, because she has given that messaging her whole life of, you know, the court talk. How many of you actually understand what the fuck lawyers are saying? How many of you actually find lawyers interesting? Court is actually really, really fucking boring. It's really, really fucking tedious, and it's really, really boring. And that was Kamala's entire aura. Tedious and boring. You could never get a to-the-point answer out of this woman. And her campaign did not help because they didn't teach her how to properly fucking message. The next point is Democrats are joining the same side of the coin as Republicans. I have always said that Democrats are two sides of the same coin, but this election has proven that utterly wrong. They are literally sitting on the same side of the coin as the Republicans. Democrats on the political spectrum are actually in the right-wing sphere. Democrats are technically really conservatives in America. Right-wingers, Republicans, especially those deep in MAGA, are essentially so far right that Hitler is literally standing next to them. Okay? Now, not every Republican is in that camp. There are people in the middle grounds. Most people that are in that far-right fascist camp are the result of a shitty education system and consistent lies told to them by Fox News. They think Chicago is Fallujah. They think New York is burning half the time. They think Charlotte is a cesspit of just fucking homeless people. They think LA is nothing but Hispanics running around killing people and taking homes. They think that Venezuelans took over a whole fucking apartment complex, which is not what happened. They're the people who believe that Haitians are eating the cats and the dogs. Okay, they believe that because they're not smart enough to think for themselves. That's okay, that's not their fault. That's literally the result of the shitty education system we have in America. In China, you won't have that shit because their education system is literally fucking nationwide. It does not alternate or fucking change. Okay, everyone gets the exact amount of support they need, the exact funding. That is why in China, a lot of those people, when they do protest, it's usually over something you can understand. Meanwhile, over here, we have Nazis on one side. Oof. I say all that to say, Democrats, they have never been left-leaning. It is a lie. It is a horrible lie that leads people to the position of where we are today. And since they are not left-leaning, and they have never truly dipped into it, they've only appeased those in the left. Most people, whether they believe it or not, most of you are to the left. Most of you are Democratic Socialists.
I cannot believe this shit.
Do you want more money for your labor?
Yes.
Do you want to be able to spend more time on things that matter, such as your life and your family and your own well-being?
Yes.
If you answered yes, you're a Democratic Socialist.
I cannot believe this shit.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? You just are stuck in the American system that has two parties that give you the same thing. Just one gives it to you with spit, and the other gives it to you like they're gay.
All of you!
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
And that's what Democrats do. They give it to you like they're gay. For a lot of people, that works. And I know someone's gonna say that's kind of insulting or whatever, No, I mean in the sense of gay as in like it's flashy, it's performative, it's shown up. Remember the George Floyd protest? When the Democrats were all kneeling and wearing the freaking African scarf thing with their fist up.
No, 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 no.
Those are the motherfuckers who should have been in legislation passing and working on passing bills that would ensure something like what happened to George Floyd could never happen again. But instead, they were doing performative bullshit. Meanwhile, Republicans, they literally will shit on you. They do the same thing as Democrats, just they don't fluff it up. They don't make it gay.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
They make it brutal. It's right there in your face. They tell you right in their face. Democrats are sliding towards that because think about this entire election. Kamala Harris continuously said things that were very right-wing leaning. And not just Kamala Harris. The Democrats were prepared to pass this bullshit, super aggressive ass border bill that was, it's not a problem. And the influx of people coming in from the border happens solely because we exploit the shit out of those countries for their resources. There is countless operations the CIA, the DEA, the whole 9 yards have carried out in these countries, okay? Pretty much 99.9% of the coups that have happened on planet fucking Earth in the past 105 years are as a result of American interference. And also climate change, something that is a global fucking problem. It is the global south that is being most impacted right now, okay? There's a reason why the Sahara has been fucking growing. There is a reason why you get these fucking horrible hurricanes and shit that hit South America, but you don't ever hear about them because you're all stuck up here in North America. That is these people going north. The fucking rainforest is disappearing. So the people who used to live and work in the rainforest have nowhere else to go because their communities and their countries overall are not as capable of providing because of American fucking interference. The Western Hemisphere is ours, quote unquote, okay? So if it's ours, then why is the Western Hemisphere shit if we're such a great country? But Democrats are going right so much, it's fucking annoying, and it's one of the reasons they're losing because a lot of people who are these moderate lefters, they don't want to even approach the right, which is fair. A lot of the right shit is wrong. And so as a result, when you're going hard left, you're disenfranchising those people. You've already disenfranchised the hell out of everyone that's hard left. You've already disenfranchised me. You've already disenfranchised every left-wing commentator, all the people in their communities. Basically, you've disenfranchised half of the fucking millennials, okay? Which is a fucking massive voting block. And when you disenfranchise them along with a core base of Democrats, people like my mom, people like my dad, people like my brother, people that are like, vote blue no matter what, don't really listen to the talking points, just hope that the Democrats have their best interest because that's how they have grown up. When you continuously don't do shit for them because you're pulling towards the right, you lose them as a voter. And when you lose them as a voter, you start losing elections hard. And that's what Kamala did. She lost an election hard.
Jesus Christ.
And another reason she lost an election fucking hard and why Democrats lose so goddamn much, Democrats are way too freaking passive. They have no real voice. No real voice. When you think of Trump, you can put 1,000,000 fucking descriptions of that man. Good, bad, and in the middle. Good, he's charismatic as hell. Knows how to run a freaking crowd. Knows how to give people what they want. He's just a master of social navigation. Whether you want to admit it or not, doesn't matter, okay? You're forgetting the fact that this man was literally quoted in dozens of rap songs back in the early thousands, in the 90s. He's a social master. Mind you, he was quoted in rap songs after he had fucked over thousands of black tenants and had gotten sued over it. And black people were still saying they wanted to be like Donald Trump. Middle ground for him, as you could say, Trump was absolutely needed to shake up the freaking dog shit system that we had before. Every president before was basically a iteration of their previous party's candidate. Obama is like the slight exclusion. And that was because '08 gave the Democrats an opportunity to go full left. Impending economic doom allowed the Democrats for once to go full left. And they won with great success. And for some reason, they did not learn that lesson and said, we'll never do that method again. They kind of did it with Biden, kind of. But that was mostly because, look, Biden got up there, let's be real, because Trump was unliked. That's why Biden got up there. We had 4 years of Trump and we were like, this is a damn nightmare.
Ah, you filthy peasant. Do you know who I am?
If Trump had had a relatively moderate fucking presidency, he would have won a re-election against Joe Biden. Negative things, you can say a million of things. Racist, an asshole, narcissist, selfish, a bigot, ignorant. But you can at least put adjectives to him. Kamala Harris, what adjectives can you put to her? I wait. You can't. Outside of a meme.
We did it, Joe. You're gonna be the next president of the United States.
I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
That's it. She's got like 2 memes. Like, I hate to say it, but like, quite literally, she has been one of the most ineffective vice presidents there are. And yes, I get it. Vice president is not supposed to do much. And I understand that. I have said that before. But usually, especially in modern day times, especially since Bill Clinton and fucking Al Gore, our vice presidents have relatively been a forward figure. Yes, they don't push the legislation agenda of the administration because they're not the ones who are supposed to come up with it, but they fucking have been forward facing people. Kamala has not been forward fucking facing. She had one goof, one fucking gaffe, and it was literally just telling migrants you don't want to come here. She had no real voice, and Democrats have no real voice. They are literally hawking the same shit. All of them hawk the same shit. The same shit Kamala said, all of them fucking said. But that election results last night with the Senate and with the fucking presidency and the way the voting, when you break it down by district to district, I think Kamala won like 3 districts in Pennsylvania. Back when Biden won, he won like fucking half of them. Back when Hillary won, she won more districts in Pennsylvania than fucking Kamala. And she didn't even go back to fucking Pennsylvania. She did not campaign in Pennsylvania the last like 3, 4, 5 fucking months of her goddamn campaign. And you are doing dog shit numbers if you can't beat fucking Hillary, Rodham, Clinton. So as far as one other thing I have with Democrats is Democrats are too smart, not for their own good, like people are used to hearing. They're too smart that they aren't in touch with the normal fucking American. Yes, we love to make this thing about Republicans aren't like normal people because they're all rich and this and that. Guys, do me a favor. Look at the top Republicans. Look at the colleges they went to. Look at the top Democrats. Look at the fucking colleges they went to. They are all Ivy League cunts. They all are. The difference is, one got out and said, I wanted to get rich. I'm gonna get rich by pandering to the idiots, or what I perceive as the idiots. So they pander to red areas, which historically have shitty goddamn education systems, therefore making those people less able to critically freaking think. To realize that literally, Republicans are always pandering to you. They are not like you. Mitch McConnell is a Ninja Turtle. Not a fucking American. But they accepted these motherfuckers. The closest thing Republicans had to someone who was kind of your average, normal, conservative white dad was fucking Ryan. Freaking Mitt Romney's running mate. Mitt Romney wasn't even a relatable fucking person to the average Republican. The same with Ronald fucking Reagan. They love the fuck out of that guy. He was a goddamn actor. They're not relatable. Democrats, historically, have at least been putting up relatable fucking candidates. The past 30 years, they relatively have been putting up relatable candidates. And then, like, after Obama, they just fucking stopped. And I don't know why. I don't know why Democrats have stopped. I don't know who in the leadership thought it was a good idea to no longer relate to the people you're trying to fucking get to elect you. Again, Tim Walz, the reason he gave her such a boost, why he was such a fucking amazing pick, is because half the country could see that motherfucker and go, he could be my dad.
I love you, Dad. I love you, Dad.
The rest of us, when we looked at Kamala, we were like, this is the angry fucking aunt that no one wants to fucking piss off.
Boom. Yeah.
That's not relatable. That's people wanting to distance. And so many Democratic candidates are like that. Give you a prime fucking example, okay? You want to know why Josh Stein won in North Carolina, here in my state? Josh Stein won because he did not campaign. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, what the f does that mean? Josh Stein was an attorney general, a cop. If he started opening his mouth, I guarantee you the shit would sound right-wing, and there'd be a shit ton of fucking Democrats here in North Carolina who would say, I don't know if I can fucking truly get behind you. Sure, you like abortion rights, but you're also talking about police need more funding. No, the fuck they don't. They got goddamn tanks.
What the fuck?
But he did not say shit. He did not really campaign. You want to know why? Because he knew that no one was going to be able to relate to a black guy running as a fucking Republican governor. Name the last time the Republican Party has fucking uplifted a black guy. What are you gonna say? Ben fucking Carson? Sleepy Medee that fucking was the head of HUD? What are you gonna say? Oh, the Republicans were willing to give Herman Cain a chance? Oof. Ow. Game over. That motherfucker never had a chance. He was up there as a funny enough, as a DEI pick for the Republican Party to say, look, we've got some black guys. And then you got the guy that was running for governor in California. These black Republicans, 9 times out of 10, are literally being put in place to basically allow the Republicans to say, look, we're not racist. We got a black friend. The typical, this is where it's gonna maybe stab some of you all. Democrat voters in the typical Democrat voter base are too content with loss, okay?
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Now, what do I mean by that? One, Democrat voters are goddamn coddled. Whether you want to accept it or not, you're fucking coddled, okay? You just really are. Prime example, Kamala Harris's freaking concession speech. She's up there smiling. She's up there and saying, you know, we got to keep fighting. And it's like, bitch, we gave you $1 billion in 24 hours. Yes, you got a late start, but it's Donald fucking Trump. There are songs that have come out that literally the title is him. Name another president who has a song that has literally charted that literally says fuck him.
Fuck Donald Trump.
You coddling us is just stupid, because it leads every fucking Democrat to think, don't worry, kiddo, next time. This isn't a fucking game. This isn't fucking Wonderland. We're talking about the head of government for the fucking United States. Rome at its peak with an equalizer, if you gave them all fucking guns, will still get nutted on by the United States of fucking America. There has never been a civilization to be as wealthy as this country, to be as powerful as this country, to be as fucking capable of growth as this country. Rome always had a fucking equal it had to battle with. And people are gonna say, what about China? No, their economy literally exists because we spend money. What about Russia? Have you seen them? They were getting dick smacked by Ukraine still. There is no other goddamn challengers. Everyone else literally is a Western fucking puppet. Israel is carrying out a genocide because America says they can, not because fucking Israel wants to. It's because we say they can. If you cut the fucking tap off tomorrow to Israel, I guarantee you, 4 days, and a couple of Iran fucking missile strikes, and it's over. But Democrats get coddled, and they say to themselves, we just need to wait and hold out for next time, and vote for the next old white guy, or the next funny, likable black guy, or the next fucking entrenched white guy or white lady, or the next freaking no one knows who the fuck you are black lady. Obama was lightning in a fucking bottle. The conditions now are going to be 10 times fucking worse when this next election comes in. So Obama round 2 boogaloo is not gonna fucking work. So Democrats get coddled because they constantly are told, you just gotta keep fighting, you're on the right side of history, yada yada yada. And they are told your fighting needs to be in solidarity and good words and good faith and fucking the dumbest shit ever, okay? This isn't a goddamn children's book. We are talking about electing people who either A, have their fucking finger on the nuclear button, B, decide how the money goes everywhere into the Department of Defense and goddamn nowhere else, even when our infrastructure is shit and we are facing hurricanes that literally can take on our dams with like fucking 1 hour of rain. Or we're talking about motherfucking who's going to be deciding who has what rights for the next fucking 50 years. That is never going to retire even though they have cancer like 7,000 times. And they're going to wait to die the most inopportune times. Once again, I say thank you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you old fucking bitch. Respect to what you did, but goddamn, you should have been retired. I want Democrats to understand this shit. They love to talk shit about Republicans, especially the MAGA folk, say they're easily duped and they're easily fooled. Bitch, you are too. Kamala had no fucking standing of substantive policy that she ever put the fuck out, and yet y'all motherfuckers were crying last night. Y'all motherfuckers were in a fucking manic state. Y'all were depressed as fuck. Y'all motherfuckers are just as stupid as Republicans. You're no different. Just because you get a blue sign out front does not make you any different. You live in the same country, you go through the same education system, you endure the same bullshit. Okay, especially if your income is less than $100,000. Hell, if your income is less than $250,000, you are the same as the Republican person you shit on. Doesn't matter if you live in a suburban neighborhood and they live in a goddamn trailer park. There's no difference. Doesn't matter if you live in Section 8 housing and they live in a fucking suburban house. There's no difference. There is none. You were just as easily fucking fooled as them. Democrats don't do shit. They don't. Prime example, the last administration. Yeah, sure, the last year Joe Biden was out of his fucking mind and goddamn walking through purgatory on his way to freaking Hell's Gate, but fuck me, the man did nothing. He fucking rolled over. He was Mr. Union guy, and all he did for the train workers was get them fucking 1 extra day of goddamn sick leave. The freaking dock workers, yes, they're back to work, but guess what? Motherfuckers, they never came to a deal. They're still working out the fucking deal. And when Donald Trump gets in office, that shit's over. Y'all are so coddled, so fucking fooled, and so goddamn stupid. You are. And it's okay. I'm with you. I'm coddled, I'm fooled, I'm fucking stupid. Just like you. We all are. We're fucking American, okay? It is our American right to be coddled, to be fooled, and to be stupid. The problem is, the world cannot endure us being coddled, fooled, and fucking stupid. And neither can we. Especially ourselves. Look at the net worth of the top 50 richest people in America. Or before COVID. And then look at it after. Did you make more money before COVID and after COVID? Or did your shit stay the same? Meanwhile, they're skyrocketing. They support both sides. Democrat and Republican. Ask Trump. He said it before. He bought all those people on stage. Remember he said that? There's Democrats and Republicans. He was talking about all of them. He said, I bought all these motherfuckers. Rich people are telling you everything. You're just not listening because you let the fucking politicians coddle your ass. And I think one of the last biggest issues that the Democrats do is they fucking accept this idea that you can't go toe to fucking toe the same level as Trump. We claim we're so accurate. We claim we're so right. We claim that we're just and we're not gonna let Nazis fucking run the country or whatever and this and all this shit. But then our solution is just we're just gonna vote and hope that works. And anytime someone says something that's fucking god awful, that's Trump level, we're just gonna let it be. We're just gonna if shit happens. Can't fault them. They're from West Virginia. They're probably inbred or some dumb shit. People who have families of with family members that are forever Trump Republicans or deep MAGA, okay? The solution is not to just cut them out, because then you basically assure to them in their mind that you are everything that they fucking say. Now, yes, there are some prime examples for cutting people out. If they're grifting the fuck off of this shit and making money off of it, yes, that's a fucking demon. Don't just cut that motherfucker out. Dig a hole and dump him in it. Just kidding. Not really. Just kidding. I'm talking about like the Candace Owens of the fucking world. The freaking Ben Shapiro's. The Rubin guy and all this other shit. Those are demons. Yes, those are fucking nightmare people. Okay? There's a special place in hell that Satan himself has built at the bottom of in hell for them. But the rest of them it's a fucking 3-step process. Step number 1, you've got to understand them as a person. You've got to understand their origin, their story. Because guess what? You'll connect to it more than you know. Most of these rural people are out of jobs, out of government support, living in shitty conditions. Damn near ghettos, just their neighbor's fucking 7 miles up the road. That's the only difference. Your neighbor is downstairs, theirs is 7 miles up the road. So you gotta understand them. Step 2, you need to belittle them a little bit. Now, I'm not saying outright call them fucking racist, bigot, idiot, or whatever. I'm not saying call them inbred and all this other fucking shit. You leave that to someone like me. You leave that to someone that's a left-wing commentator. You leave that to us, okay? We'll do that shit. What I'm saying is, you need to tactfully and tastefully put their stupidity in front of them. If they say something dumb like Chicago is Fallujah, show them a video of Chicago. Show them multiple videos of Chicago. Ask them, does that look like Fallujah? Fallujah had a ton of dead citizens a day. A ton of dead Marines a day. If they say the blue cities are sheltering all the immigrants, like the New York situation, no. If anything, fucking immigrants are in shittier conditions than New Yorkers. They put them on an island with a freaking formerly unused fucking military outpost that then proceeded to get ass smacked because it sat on the coast by like a hurricane or like a tropical storm. There was no actual walls or barriers, and families were pushed in together like fucking immigrants of old. There's no privacy, no real fucking seclusion. Kids who needed to go to school in one of the boroughs had like a fucking 2-hour commute in New York. Sure, their subway system is ass, but it's not that fucking bad. Sure, their transport system is ass, but it's not that fucking bad. That's how pushed off and thrown to the goddamn corner those migrants were. So tactfully throw their stupid in front of them. If they say something's happening, they're transing the kids or what the fuck ever, fucking ask them to show you an example. Don't accept, I've seen it on the news. The news said it. I don't give a fuck if they say CNN said it. Ask to see the fucking proof. That's throwing their stupid tactfully back into them. That's belittling the bully tactfully, in a way you're not gonna get your ass kicked, because the bully can then also, as they're hearing you say this shit, realize their own stupidity. Step 3, explain to them how they can get to your side. Explain to them how you're not actually their fucking enemy. Now, this is gonna take a little bit of fucking research for you, okay? So you don't sound like the typical fucking Democrat, because you're not gonna pull a Republican by sounding like the typical Democrat. Ask Kamala fucking Harris.
You got knocked the fuck out, man! Give me my goddamn money!
She got her ass wiped because she was trying to appeal to fucking Republicans. She got her ass wiped by the most unlikable fucking political candidate America has produced since goddamn fucking Richard Nixon. Bush fucking got thousands of fucking people killed. People did not hate this man the same as they fucking hate Donald Trump. Follow those steps. If you don't, you're going to fucking isolate them even further. Their biggest problem is they are fucking isolated. If you have tried for years and years and years and they're still on this shit, fuck yeah, they're a goddamn lost cause. You gotta ensure that that motherfucker does not get out into the fucking wilds, okay? Your family produced that problem, you corral that bitch, okay? You get your damn rope, you get on a horse and you chase that motherfucker down and keep trying. You have to. Don't just see a Republican and just say you can't fucking engage or conversate or alter their fucking position. And also understand this, not every goddamn moment is a fucking political moment. You don't have to make every moment a political moment. Make them your friend first. You want to know why people are okay with the gays now?
Aw, why?
Because when so many gays eventually started coming the fuck out, so many people realized their cool friends were gay. So now everyone's just cool with the gays. The other letters were working on it. It's because people realized they knew people that were of those marginalized groups and they realized that they were fine with them. So we got through the whole thing there. There is obviously more to dissect, but these are my immediate with some time thoughts as I watched this failure unfold during election night. As well as leading up to election night. Most Democrats didn't see it, but this was always a losing battle. Yes, some people did not vote. Someone who doesn't vote is a dumbass. Doesn't matter if they're white, they're black, Asian, Arabic, Hispanic, Turkish, Floridian, whatever the fuck kind of person it takes to live in Alaska. If you didn't vote, you are a shitter. Not because I think it would have played a difference, but because for centuries, countless generations of the broader population across the freaking globe and across countless great civilizations did not have the right to vote. More people have died without ever having had the right to vote in their affairs to even half the degree that we can. And you have essentially a major involvement in voting through that right, and you don't use it. If you don't use it, you're a dumbass. And again, this video might piss a lot of people off. I don't care. It's the truth. It's my feelings. It's my channel. You know, it is what it is. If you didn't vote and you're a part of a marginalized community, okay, the black community, poor people, Hispanic community, the Jewish community, LGBTQ plus community, Arabic community, Islamic community, having a freaking vagina community, and you didn't vote.
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Sure, it likely would not have changed the outcome, okay, because you have no idea how many of your ancestors are in the ground for you to have that right. But it likely wouldn't have changed anything. I just don't think I think not voting is stupid. Or just to me, that's dumb. Can complain all the live long day. I hate Democrats. I don't want to vote for Kamala Harris, but I understand that Kamala Harris was in the current situation the best possible choice. Sure, she wouldn't do shit, but at least I know that the world wouldn't fucking be up in the freaking air from her election. So what is the plan going forward? Democrats need to get the hell off their pedestal. Okay, the talking points of the early thousands and the 90s, they're not gonna work. Hell, they didn't even work during those time periods. So what policies work? If you want to keep your title of Democrat, do yourself a favor and slide hard left. Make sure you explain it, because we do live in a country that thinks communism existed before and that Nazis were socialists. Next thing, and this is very important, whether it was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, Democratic politicians need to be more American than just a generic printer of the last politician to take the mantle of the party. And if they're going to look like that, if they're going to act like that, if they're going to be a generic printed copy of the previous freaking Democrat, then at least learn the fucking ability to lie.
Jerry, just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
Donald Trump does it all the time. There is no repercussions. Just lie. Say you're gonna give us universal health care. Say you're gonna force the minimum wage to be raised across the whole fucking country. Americans don't know that you goddamn can't do any of that shit. Goddamn it, just lie. Donald Trump beat Kamala Harris into dog shit. People were still thinking, I gotta vote for Joe even if he is asleep at the wheel, because they just really didn't like Trump. So it's crazy that Harris lost. It really is. A lot of people don't like Trump, okay? But Kamala could not carry the messaging. Democrats didn't lie. Democrats didn't appeal to everyone. They appealed to a specific group that was already going to vote for the other guy anyways. Whatever happened to the populist policies of student debt relief? Whatever happened to the fucking increasing support for veterans and soldiers, as well as providing more funding for social services? The same shit Obama spilled out that got everybody fucking so hyped in 08 that we like broke voting record numbers by millions. Not because he was a black guy. Sure, for the black community that was a big thing, but it was because everything he said sounded like fucking sweet honey, and he was lying. He was lying to us. But these Democrats, they weren't lying. They were boring as fuck. They spoke about the most unconnected shit throughout the entire process, and then they like shat on their most major voter base, millennials. They freaking said we were anti-Semitic because we were protesting genocide. It did just everything wrong. And Kamala did not run away from Joe Biden. She literally was a carbon copy. Just she was black, Asian, and a woman. They spoke about the most unconnected shit throughout the entire process, and then shat on the major voter base they needed to call upon in order to win when they protested genocide. This isn't the 70s where we are just hippies and will evolve into settled adults. The world was much smaller then. This new age of young people under 35, folks, we literally do not forget, okay? We just don't. We have so much challenges. So when you stab us in the freaking back, when you're supposed to have our backs, we do not forget. We just don't. We're petty like that. We hold the fuck on. But what I do know is that I am just Minx28. I don't stab people in the back. I give you the truth as best as I can with either my opinion, and I truly do hope we can survive the next coming 4 years with little harm, but I doubt it.